We are back with another daily reflection on the Daily Vedantic. I almost said the TDV, but that wouldn't make sense. That'd be like saying the ATM machine. We don't need two of those. Because the reflection for today is on guarding the gate. Within the Vedantic philosophy, there is the concept of Satsang. Satsang is community in truth. True community. Community that fosters your own development. The opposite of that is called dosang, which is a community in the false or a false community, the community that actually brings down your development, that devolves you instead of evolve you. There's this old story of two followers that went to the Buddha and said, what is most important? The Buddha, him, the Dharma, the teaching, or Sangha, which is the Buddhist word for satsang, or the community in truth. And as the story goes, without hesitation, the Buddha said Sangha. That community in truth is more important than the teacher or the teaching. This is so foreign to many of us in the West, where we think that, okay, well, the teaching is the most important, obviously. The other people studying it, meh, it's cool if you get along with them. Or you'd say the teacher is the most important because they're expounding on the teaching. They are the bridge between the teaching and you. Or maybe they're the source of the teaching in religious contexts. But the Buddhists, much like the Vedantins, which, as we've touched on before, Vedantins are often called crypto-Buddhists. Buddhists are often called crypto-Vedantins because it is so similar. But within these two philosophies, the community is the most important. You see, the community is like 19 mirrors reflecting back on you and where you still have work to do. But from the sense of wanting to see you develop. These are not critiques. These are not critical remarks or a critical community. In fact, the ashram is it's so lively. It's so encouraging of a community. Vedantins in general are just Swami. I mean, perfect example. At 96 years old, you could tell him you're going to do anything. And he's like, okay, yeah, go do that. He will lay out the philosophy, he'll lay out any number of concepts in the manual for living life well, but then he'll say, yeah, it's a buffet. Take what you want or leave it all and do whatever you want to do. The community is extremely fostering, even in their detachment of needing you to develop. That is unlike dosang, which is the Sanskrit word for the community of the false, which it's like the story of the crabs that won't let the crab climb out of the bucket, always pulling it down. That community does not want to see you evolve, does not want to see you leave, cannot detach from you. And we all know examples in our lives that where there's a community that doesn't want to let us go, but also doesn't have our best interests at heart. Today's reflection is on taking the idea of satsang or sangha, community in truth, taking it further than just a group of people. You see, satsang within Vedantas, it is more than just the people in your community. It's the culture that you choose for yourself. That culture, it could be the books you read, the music you listen to, the movies you watch, the shows you binge. It's almost like if you had a mortal enemy that put anthrax in your Raisin Bran, enough of it and you'd be dead. But if your 5-year-old child has no idea what's on the box and pours that same anthrax into your cereal, well, does it matter where it's coming from? It's still poison, and you'd still be dead. It doesn't matter where that poison is coming from. You have to guard the gate. This, like I mentioned before, is a take it or leave it. It's a concept that you can absolutely just leave on the shelf and say, you know what, that's not for me. I still love indulging in these kinds of books, these kinds of movies, these kinds of TV shows. But over time, you start to see the end in the beginning. In so many different facets of life. Yes, it's true. You start to see, okay, are these people helping me evolve? Are they helping me develop? Are they generating energy in my life? Or are they dissipating energy in my life? Additionally, you start to see that with the books that you read, the shows that you binge. Is that murder mystery right before bed? Is that generating energy in your life? Maybe it is. And if it is, then by all means, keep doing it. But if it is causing disturbed sleep, wild dreams, if it's causing just a rumination of drama in your head that you don't need, ask yourself, is this generating energy? Is this helping me? And if it's not, try a week without it. You don't have to abstain the rest of your life. Just try a week without it. Maybe something lighthearted before bed, or books with admirable characters. And in today's reflection, maybe we go one step further than what the Buddha suggested. Beyond the Buddha, beyond the Dharma, beyond Sangha, what's most important is you guarding the gates. Only letting in what helps you evolve and what develops your wisdom. That is today's reflection on the Daily Vedantic. We'll see you next time.